Talking about a bold move. I did something this week I've never done before. I'm a little nervous, both a little nervous and a little bit excited about it. I pulled up perfectly good plants out of the garden. I'm hoping this works. I've never done it before. We'll just have to wait and see. Welcome back to Garden Days. My name is Eric. Enjoy the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. Let's do a little garden update. The red bell peppers are coming on strong. I have several on each one of the plants, as you can see. They haven't started to turn yet, but it's still early. But I've got some good bell peppers. You know, a lot of times on a bell pepper plant, you might have one or two bell peppers, but these seem to be loaded this year. I think I figured out the right thing to do with them. My jalapenos, although the plants are covered with a lot of them, they're not getting really any size to them. And that kind of hurts me, but I may try a different kind next year just to see. This kind did great last year, but my jalapenos are coming on strong. I'm a little discouraged though. They're not putting on any size to them. But as you can see, they're already starting to turn into the, you know, dark, now to turn red. This kind did great last year, but this year they're just not putting any size on it. I don't know if it's the weather, the way it's been, but I may go to a different kind next year, but I'm still gonna get lots of peppers. It just may not be the size for like making poppers. Here's where our lettuce was. I pulled it up, and now I've got Italian loose leaf lettuce, or correction, Italian loose leaf cabbage. And I put in some Sun Sugar cherry tomatoes. They're a golden yellow, super sweet, delicious cherry tomato. They should do really good. I've had great luck with these in the past. These are some of the seeds that I've saved now. These are 3-year-old seeds. 3-year-old seeds, so I'm excited about these. I think they're gonna do good for us. These poor banana peppers, bless their heart, they're trying, but they're just, I don't know if I need to augment the soil for during the off season, or perhaps move the whole bed. I'm not sure. They did get a late start. I planted them late, but they still have plenty of peppers on them. We just don't have any size yet. Our spice bed is completely gone crazy. I love it. Look at the borscht. You talking about a pollinator, it's gonna bring in a lot of stuff. Of course, the problem is it can overrun your whole garden. I mean, it's a very expanding plant, as you can see, just from the ones from last year, dropping the seeds. I've got 3 on the inside and even a couple on the outside. The oregano is starting to go to seed, which I'm fine with because I need it to get bigger for next year. The basil I need to cut back again and dry some of it out. Maybe I'll show y'all how I do that. The thyme, I've already harvested a lot of thyme, but I mean, look at it. It's ready for me to do some more. If you remember our pollinator garden, I had a whole lot of foxglove in it. Well, I pulled all the foxglove out. I'm not sure I like it. It's very overwhelming, and it shaded out all these other plants until I removed the foxglove, and then now look at everything that's coming up. What I did add to it is some verbena and 3 butterfly bushes. So hopefully that will definitely add some pollination flowers for the garden. Next up is one of the big changes. I can't believe I did it. I pulled up all the cucumber that was on this plant, or on this site. It was well harvested, I mean, it was doing fairly well, but I knew it was coming down to the end of the season for it. So what I've done is I started these back in the house a few weeks ago. I think I showed y'all that on another video. And these are going to be 4 bush cucumber plants that I'm putting down here, since they don't require a whole lot of space. Hopefully it won't shade out the corn and the corn can continue to come up. Remember, this corn, I just threw it in there as a last ditch effort to see what I could do. So I'm not really expecting a whole lot out of it. If it does anything, it's amazing. Our tomatoes are doing well. I don't have a lot of tomatoes turning yet, which is okay because, you know, like I said in my short, you know, tomatoes won't start turning red if it's above 85 degrees. It's just a struggle for them. So they're gonna go and put nutrients and everything back into the roots, back into the plant itself, instead of having them ripen. But they're finally starting to ripen a little bit. You can see this couple of Mr. Stripe, well, no, not Mr. Stripey's, they're big rainbow, but a couple of big rainbow right here starting to turn. So I'm excited about that. But if you look over here, there's a couple of Cherokee purple that are starting to turn, and I'm very excited about that. I've never grown them before, and I've never ate them before either, so I'm anxious to see what kind of flavor I get out of them. If y'all have had them before, leave me a comment and tell me what you think about them and how they taste. Got a couple of dill plants that I guess just came back from last year. I didn't realize that they would reseed and come back. I thought they were more like an annual and we would have to just, you know, keep replacing them. But I don't really harvest dill, but I do like to use them as a pollinator because they will bloom later on in the summer. Here's the other dill that we have next to the jalapenos. So yeah, hopefully it will continue to grow and bloom for us so we can have more pollinators in the garden. My next big move, I pulled up all of the cucumber plants that we had going. And the day I pulled them up, I harvested 5 cucumbers off of them. But like I said, it was coming down to the end of the season, so it was time for me to replace them. I've got some started in the basement under the grow lights. You know, cucumbers, I looked at the back of the packages, and the package said 55 to 60 days to maturity. So that, you know, we've still got like almost 90 days till our first frost. So, you know, we should have a whole nother round of cucumbers. Now, anytime you start plants in the summer, you just got to be careful about the water because it is going to be hot. So you're going to have to watch how much water they get, and hopefully, you'll have to add some water to them periodically. I've started cleaning out some of the old berry canes from the black raspberries. Plus it helps open up a lot of room around the red habanero. Now this habanero is supposed to be red habanero, but it looks like a different kind than what I was expecting because it's got the kind of a mushroom head to them. If any of y'all have had those before, please let me know what you think of them, how hot they are. I'll have to figure out exactly what kind they are because I do not think they're red habanero. Now the Sugar Rush peach peppers, oh my word. If all of these come to fruition, look at all the blooms in the top of this pepper plant. I mean, that's crazy. If all of those come in, it's gonna be amazing. Now you gotta remember the Sugar Rush peach has on the Schofield scale, has about 150,000 points on the Schofield scale. A regular jalapeno has 8,000. So these are gonna be a little bit warmer. My zucchini and squash are coming on strong. I definitely need to thin them out. That way the pollinators can find the blooms easier. We've harvested a few, but as you can see, it's still loaded with flowers. I've looked and a lot of these flowers are male, so I'm not sure why there's so many male flowers this year. I'm not sure if I'm missing something in the soil, missing something, what I need to do different to get thin those out some and bring in more female flowers, but we're just gonna keep getting it along and we'll see what it does. Grapevine's coming on strong. Like I said, I wasn't expecting grapes this year because I did cut the grapevine back so far, but I'm hoping this will establish some vines for a starting point for next spring. As far as I can tell, this grapevine is probably about anywhere from 40 to 60 years old. I mean, you can tell by the base of it. The base of it is big around as a baseball. I mean, it's a huge, huge grapevine. This is the red raspberry. And to be honest, I'm very, very disappointed in it. The biggest problem we had this year is not a lot of them got pollinated. So I don't know, exactly what the problem is, but this is only our 3rd year of having them here. So maybe it's just that the bees have to get used to them being here. That's why I'm trying to add a lot more pollination flowers to the property. And I may add another bed of pollinator plants down here just to keep it closer to where we're gonna need them the most. Now our cantaloupe bed that we put in a couple of weeks ago, it's doing okay. It's doing fine. We lost one plant, but sometimes that happens to transfer shock when you move them outdoors and put them in the ground. According to the back of the package, we have plenty of time for these to vine out and give us some cantaloupes before the end of the season. I may throw a little more nitrogen fertilizer to them just so we can get the vines established more and get them out there growing. But I may only do it once though, because you don't want to do it too much and you end up with nothing but vine and not a lot of cantaloupe on it. I tell you what, these beans are a crazy disaster. I don't know, like I said, they were supposed to be Blue Lake, and Blue Lake don't vine like this. And not only are they vining, there's nothing on the vines. It's kind of weird. I don't know exactly what type of crazy beans we have here, but we do have some beans down in the plant. So we're gonna have a few to harvest. And the biggest thing I wanted to do with them anyway was just to have enough to have a couple of fresh messes of green beans, this summer. So I will get that out of it, but next year I'm gonna do a little bit better on where I get my beans and everything. I got this bag of beans from the big box store and it was supposed to be Blue Lake, but that is not Blue Lake. These are our super hot pepper plants. I'm not really worried about them yet. They are starting to produce, but super hot pepper plants take a long time. Now, when I say super hot, remember these are about 1,500,000 on the Schofield scale, perhaps even more. So yeah, they're gonna take a little while. The garden changes every day. I could do a tour of this garden every day of the week and show y'all some differences that's changed. There's more fruit or more vegetables that you can plant during July, but I can go through a long list of them. But like the beans, I was late on planting them, but by now I would have harvested some beans so I could actually plant more beans. It's almost as if I need to put in more garden. But it's been a lot of fun. I believe I'm going to do some more chives today. I need to dry them out. If you would, down in the comments, tell me what y'all succession plant. What do y'all plant during the summer to get a fall crop? I'm anxious to find out. I've heard that I can even do Brussels sprouts this time of year because they have to, you wait till after the first frost before you harvest them anyway. So I'm anxious to try new things. If you have any good ideas for me to try, just let me know and we'll see what we can do. As always, I want to thank y'all for watching Garden Days. If you would, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video, and God bless.